So this is Lori Niedecker's You Are My Friend. You are my friend. You bring me peaches and the high bush cranberry. You carry my fish pole. You water my worms. You patch my boot with your mending kit. Nothing in it but my hand.
Lovely. Thank you, Sophia. So my question, two different questions, respond to either or both. Say anything about the you in this poem. Who is the you? And the second one is, what is the concept of friend in this poem? And what might the poem be saying about friendship?
The you is super interesting because, you know, there's sort of an unveiling of the you as the poem moves forward. And then it's just the hand. So I'm trying, you know, in my head as I'm reading this and I'm processing the questions, I'm trying to make like a movie in my mind of what's happening in the poem. So there's this you that's bringing a me peaches. The you is carrying the fishbowl. The you is watering the worms, patching the boat, patching the boot. But then the mending kit, nothing in it but my hand. So it seems like the you is collapsing in on itself, and maybe the you is the me. And, you know, it becomes almost like an Emersonian self-reliance type thing.
I love that.
Dave, Gabby, do you want to quote from the YouTube chat? Because people are starting to talk about it.
Vijaya said the example of the chair was brilliant. Paul Kelly said, what I love about the poem is that I have two different readings, both of which I love, but which stand in tension with each other. James R. said it's a lovely poem, so hard to pin down who the you and who the me is.
Gabby, you want to pick up?
Yes. Sanjeev says, I'm going with a meta reading. You is the reader. Jane Ward says, or you could be the lover. Magdalena, friend is to lover as prose is to poetry. Nephthys Wolf says, the friend imagined a neighbor close enough to offer simple help. There's a lot, and they're coming in actually.
This is working.
Like in Viva, in like as we're talking.
Yeah.
Paul Kelly, I think, like following up on what Dave read earlier, you is an actual lover, friend. The friend lover is the mending kit, a mending of the heart more than a boot. Or you is the poet's hand. We are in Emily Dickinson's world of loneliness.
Gabby, can I ask you a question about this? And then I'm dying to hear what Lainey has to say in response to all this. The reading that we offer, I think, in the video is a reading that the hand is a self-pleasuring hand or is a self-sufficient hand sexually. And a lot of people don't like that reading. I guess I want to ask you any version of what would be the next natural question is like, why don't people think that the hand is basically the friend? Why do people oppose that reading? Is it shutting down the possibilities?
So you're saying, why do people dislike the kind of slightly masturbatory reading, right?
Slightly, yes.
Yeah, I'd say slightly because that word has other valences. But yeah. No, I mean, I think this is like maybe a problem of a poem being about itself, like to be in reference to oneself, to sort of auto reference sets up a few problems because it sort of makes this closed circuit that almost by being about itself feels kind of meaningless, or for some means kind of everything. It can be very hard to access. Some people would describe it as masturbatory in the sort of negative sense, like it's looking at itself and therefore not to the world or something. But I think like our reading is based not only on the image of the hand as like an erotic image, but also in kind of drawing out like what it would mean to basically be about oneself. When you say like, I am about myself, where does that kind of end? And does it become a sort of like a level of self-intimacy to the point of a kind of eroticized one? Is it like I support myself in a very material sense, like I am keeping myself alive in the world? Yeah, I think we're just kind of drawing out, maybe in a way that some people are allergic to, what it would mean to have to like open a box and find yourself, and then that person opens a box and find themselves, and etc.
What do you think, Lainey?
I think the ambiguity in the poem is indisputable and really interesting. I love the reading of, there's a turn that, as Erica pointed, where we think the you is someone else, and then we think the you, the hand, belongs to the speaker. There was one comment I thought was so beautiful in the chat. Jennifer wrote, the hand, herself. It sounds like a poem. And then I also just thought about Ashbery's, the poem is you. Mm-hmm. The poem is sad because it wants to be yours and cannot. The poem is you. So like there's this paradox. So there is this aspect of the reader also as the you.
Poet's work leads us to this, I think. I'm just going to say a thought, share a thought, and then we're going to do final words. We're going to go around, and everybody's going to get a chance to say anything they want about the week. I love this poem because it's a version of Poet's work. It's saying, what friend do I have around here? Who's going to bring the peaches? Who's going to bring the cranberry in the high bushes? Who's going to reach that far? Who's going to carry my fish pole? I am. I'm going to do these things. I water the worms. I patch the boot. And the mending kit, who's going to mend me? I'm going to mend me. This is what I have. I have myself.
There's nobody else coming to rescue us but ourselves.
Yeah,
exactly. It's pretty empowering, I think.
It's lovely. So, masturbatory is not even the right word for that reading. It's more like when I look in the mending kit to see who's going to help me, it's my own hand.
And it's also it's very ModPovian in the sense of the reader. Yes, you can read these poems. Yes, you can say something about these poems. Every single person, right?